Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you been battling grief, anxiety, or depression all alone? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.
Hey, check out our brand new sponsor, Dynamic Solutions 2. That's the number 2. They offer a life-changing, dynamic financial solution. The finest in fast, professional, affordable credit repair. Is your credit in bad shape? Do you need a new car? Ready to buy a new house? You want to rent an apartment? Are you going to apply for a job? Any one of these activities, they're going to ask for a credit report and then check out your credit score. Let Dynamic Solutions 2 erase your negative credit remarks. They have affordable monthly prices. They accept Visa, MasterCard, PayPal options available. You go to www.dynamicsolutions, that's the number 2.com, or call 424-888-2820. 424-888-2820. Now, if you enter promo code ED or you mention Ed Opperman, you get a 10% discount. How's that? You get a free consultation, all negative items removed, get back in positive credit position. Dynamic Solutions 2, life-changing dynamic financial solutions. 424-888-2820. Tell them Ed Opperman sent you. You get a 10% discount.
Hey, you, podcast listener. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. Take the blue pill. You wake up in your bed and go back to listening to mundane podcasts that won't challenge your religious beliefs and your so-called truths about reality, the universe, and consciousness. Take the red pill. Subscribe to the Event Horizon podcast, hosted by Mark Anthony Peterson, and he will show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Event Horizon takes a walk into the paranormal with a splash of conspiracy. It's the podcast that would be born if David Icke and the X-Files had a baby. Subscribe to the Event Horizon podcast by Mark Anthony Peterson on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Stitcher, or any of your other favorite podcast platforms. Remember, all we are offering is the truth, nothing more.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. This show is brought to you by Audible.com. You go to audibletrial.com/Opperman Report. You go there, you sign up for free, you get yourself a free audiobook. By the way, I want to dedicate the show tonight to Amanda from Pacific West Bamboo. Amanda, you know, everybody knows Amanda. She's been with us from the start. She's our first sponsor we've ever had, and we just love her with all our heart here. And she's having little medical problems. So I want to ask everybody to please keep her in your prayers and keep her in our prayers and stuff like that, because she really is a huge friend of this show and a real sweetheart in every possible way you could imagine. Tonight we are live on TalkStreamLive.com, PSN Radio. We are live on, okay, good. Let's see, we're live on Awake Radio .us, awakeradio.uk, Wolf Spirit Radio, Talk Superstation. We're live on Just Us Radio Network, Shizaz Radio, and 1800 Online. Then throughout the week you can find us on... we're replayed Saturday morning, tomorrow morning on Talk Superstation once again. Tomorrow night we're on CBS Radio, Para X Radio tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Penny Entertainment on Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. on Blog Talk Radio, Firehorse Radio, Wednesday nights, Firehorse Radio. Late night in the Midlands on Tuesday afternoons, 4 p.m., okay? A good old shout-out to Mike Vera over at Late Night in the Midlands. So thank you for having us on. We're on FPRN Radio every single day, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, around 10 a.m. Cave Radio Broadcasting also picked us up. I didn't realize that, but we've been on there for a few weeks. Okay, I didn't even know we were on there. Hey, Cave Radio, hello, how are you? We're on there twice a week. And, of course, High Point Radio in the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area, they also pick us up over there as well. Tonight we had a really big guest. I'm really excited about him. We have Toby Rogers. He wrote this book about the Ganja Godfather, but he also wrote that book last year about the Ambushed, the secrets of the Bush family. So tonight we're going to be talking about the Ganja Godfather, the untold stories of New York City's weed kingpin, and Ambushed, secrets of the Bush family, about 9/11, about how they stole the election, all that kind of great stuff. Toby Rogers is a big guest. I'm really excited to have him, so very, very happy to have you, Tony. Let's see. Coming up next week, what do we got? Coming up next week, we have the Marilyn Monroe show about the murder of Marilyn Monroe. Coming up after that, we have an Oklahoma City bombing show that we're going to be doing. Then we have a big show coming up after that with about Obama and his CIA roots. And also, too, that same night, we have another guest who's coming on talking about how the CIA is training these Muslim extremists and giving them visas to come here into the United States. We have a show coming up with Noreen Ghosh. You might remember her from the Franklin cover-up story, all that kind of stuff, with her son Johnny Ghosh that was kidnapped and abducted and held in some kind of sexual slavery. We got another big West Memphis 3 show coming up. We have several, as a matter of fact, coming up to tie up some loose ends. We're going to have Sean Wheeler come back and talk to us about some of the expert witnesses in that case. We have one of the expert witnesses that testified in the case coming up. We have another judge who's coming up that was involved in that case. So we have a lot of West Memphis 3 stuff coming up. And if you go to the Opperman Report YouTube channel or the Spreaker channel, iHeartRadio, you can find the last show that I did. We did an impromptu show last Saturday night with William Ramsey about some brand new evidence that came out about the occult involvement and about how Damien Eccles is actually a member of the OTO, the Aleister Crowley group. So you can find all that on for free on Spreaker, on iHeartRadio, and the Opperman Report YouTube channel. Now, I just want to make another clarification about the members section, what's going on with the members section. We have a new section of the website that we just put up about a week ago where you could sign up for a membership, and we're adding extra shows. These aren't the archives of the old shows. The old shows are still free. These are all brand new shows that we're doing. Okay, so we're going to have in there, already I did an interview with Dennis Hoff from the Bunny Ranch. And we talk about Scott Thorson, Liberace's boyfriend and Michael Jackson's boyfriend. He testified against Eddie Nash in the Wonderland murder trial. So we have Dennis Hoff already in the can. He's recorded. It's about to go up. We talk about his friendship with who's that guy, Andy Kaufman, and Bob Zamuda. We talk about Jack Gordon. We talk about, it's not your typical Dennis Hoff Bunny Ranch interview. Trust me on that. I talked to Dennis Hoff about a lot of stuff that only he and I would know about. We're doing a whole series of Ted Gunderson shows that are going to be in the archive section. We're doing a show that we have it all put together about why I quit Revolution Radio. And we're going to play the whole drunken meltdown where the owner got on the station, got all drunk and started cursing at people and stuff. We're going to play that, and then we're going to play my reaction to it because I haven't heard it yet. We got a show coming up with Heidi Fleiss. We're going to be interviewing Scott Thorson from prison. We have an interview coming up with Captain Crunch, the phone freak, John Draper. We're doing a show. I'm taping a show this weekend about Paul is Dead, the Paul McCartney is Dead theory with Claire Kewen. And also our interview last week with Arnie Lerma. We're playing the after show there that hasn't been heard on the air. We recorded it off the air. But tonight, let's get back to our guest tonight. We have with us tonight Toby Rogers. He's the author of Ganja Godfather, The Untold Story of New York City's Weed Kingpin. And the other book he's written, which is an acclaimed book, is Ambushed, Secrets of the Bush Family. Both of those links are on the Opperman Report blog. You can go there and click on the links and purchase these books on Amazon. Toby, are you there?
I'm here, Ed. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for being so patient while I was getting all those freaking announcements at 8 minutes. Oh, my God. So, Toby, man, I'm really excited to have you. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I started as a journalist in Texas in 1997 and have been kept at it professionally for the last almost 20 years now. I've written for the New York Times, New York Post, Village Voice, High Times, Clamor Magazine, and Trine Day Press as well. Been a published author for about 15 years. I co-wrote a few books and have a new book out, The Ganja Godfather. And also in 2004, I published a secret history of the Bush family called Ambushed, both on Trine Day Press, which you can get at TrineDayPress.com.
Hey, who was the editor of High Times when you were working for High Times?
When I first got there, it was Paul D'Arienzo, who was subbing or filling in for Steve Hager. And then probably about 2-3 months later, Steve Hager came in.
Okay, because I knew Ed Rosenthal. Oh, yeah. I
never met Ed. I never met Ed. I've heard lots of stories about him, but I actually never have been introduced to him.
I knew him when he was just a photographer back in '79, because I used to hang out with the Yippies in 9 Bleecker Street down in New York City over there.
Wow, you go way back.
Yeah, I'm an old man, my friend. Okay, yeah, I'm an old man. That's why I love this kind of stuff. Okay, so wait, so speaking of ganja, okay, talking about the Yippies, right? Okay, now you know where my credibility comes from in this topic. Okay, tell us about this guy, the Ganja Godfather.
Well, Silvio Eboli, I've known him for about 30 years.
Okay.
We grew up together. I went to high school with him. And then he was kind of born into the Genovese crime family. And he in the fall of 2009, I guess New York Magazine had approached him about a profile. And I guess he wasn't pleased with the final result. And he had contacted me, as we were friends, and asked me to reboot the story. And he gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, and that's all she wrote.
Now, this guy's last name is Eboli?
Yes.
Okay, and he was with the Genovese.
Well, he actually, I should rephrase that. His family comes from the Genovese family. He actually is in charge of the Eboli crime family, which separated from the Genovese crime family when Tommy Eboli, who was boss of the Genovese crime family from 1969 to 1972, was assassinated in Brooklyn. And so they moved out of the Genovese orbit, set up their own, business, and as of 2013, Silvio Eboli, quote unquote, inherited the family business and is now the boss of the Eboli crime family.
Right now, today.
As we speak. The Ganja Godfather is no jailhouse memoir or some old dead man's tale. It's the mafia operating now currently on the streets of New York. It's a very unique book in the true crime genre, because most books that are published are usually about the past. They're usually about people that are either in jail or dead, and this is really the first of its type. I was given unprecedented access to the mafia, and really was exposed to the entire criminal invisible landscape in New York.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, because I've never heard this name, and I'm from New York, and I know these Genovese guys as well. You know, I some of these names, I know these big names. You know, coming from New York.
I didn't either. There's a reason why. Uncle Sam is not really fond of the Eboli crime family for one reason. None of them really been caught, and there's no propaganda lesson in their story. Patsy Eboli was never caught, never. And the FBI and the feds knew he was in the mafia, and he got away with it. He ended up escaping to Sicily, but he was never arrested, never picked up, never charged with one single crime in his entire life.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, you said you met this guy because you went to high school with him.
Yes. What
high school?
Well, it was in Westchester County in Scarsdale.
Okay.
And we were in different grades, but we lived close to each other. I actually worked at the fish store that his family owned in the 80s in the summers. And so that's actually how I met Silvio, was in the summer of 84 at the fish store.